Hi everybody, I'm Sheila. Thanks for joining me for this chair yoga practice that is obviously outside to celebrate the beauty that is all around us, right? Even, there's the phrase about even a blade of grass can be truly magnificent if you really look at it and find that beauty all around us. So that's our focus for today. So, a couple things. Obviously, I'm outside. If you would like to grab a chair and head outside to do this practice, that would be awesome if you have a space available for that. If you would like to sit by a window so you can gaze at the beauty around you, that is fantastic as well. Or if you want to just watch this video, practice with me, and create that beauty in your mind, that is perfect as well. As always, when we practice together, the most important thing is you do what is important for you, what fits you best, what suits you best, what feels with what your body and your mind needs right now at this moment. I offer suggestions. You take those suggestions and make them your own. So for today's practice, ta-da, you can see we have a chair. I also have a mat down here. You do not need to have a mat. The most important thing is that we have that chair on a non-slip surface. I have a mat down. This is like super non-slip. This is a deck that is all pebbly and stony, so I won't slip. But because of that, I do have a mat down. But if you have it on a carpet, a rug, or if it's outside in the grass, you're not going to slip on that. So that would be great. So we will start this practice seated, and then we'll be doing an infinity or a circular flow that allows us to tune into the beauty around us as we move around all four corners of our mat or of our practice space. As always, when we practice our standing portion, feel free to use the chair in any way that lets you absorb your practice in the best way possible. So one hand on the chair, two hands on the chair. Sometimes I'll be using the chair, sometimes I'll move it out of the way so it's maybe easier for you to see. So just know that I want you to always use that chair in the best way possible. If you're practicing at home and you're outside or you're inside, it doesn't have to be a chair. It can be to use to allow you to get into a balanced pose more. It may be a countertop, it may be a picnic table, it may be whatever. So right, yoga is about flexibility, and we are nothing if not flexible when we look at our environment and figure out what works for us. So go ahead, come to your chair, whatever that looks like, whatever is strong and sturdy and supported. We're going to start in our mountain pose. Feet are about hip distance apart. Our spine is long and strong. Our shoulders are released down. And then let's go ahead and just start with our hands softly on our thighs and start settling into our breath a little bit, taking maybe some slow inhales and exhales. And I start with a quote from Maya Angelou. Open your eyes to the beauty that is all around you. Open your mind to the wonders of life. And open your heart to those who love you, and always stay true to yourself. So as we start our practice, staying true to ourselves, practicing in a way that serves us the best, feeling the love of people around us, even in this community that we connect with through the internet, we're feeling that love, and then opening our mind and our eyes to the beauty that's around us. So taking this respite, this time from all that goes on around, to really allow us just to celebrate that beauty, that love that surrounds us. So from your nice slow breathing, maybe your eyes have been softened or closed, maybe your eyes are wide open and you're appreciating the scenery around you. We are going to go ahead and just start with some shoulder rolls, bringing our shoulders up towards the ears and down and back. Just nice, warming shoulder rolls. Now hands can stay on your thighs, or you can make them a little bit bigger, the motion a little bit bigger. Again, your option. And maybe after a few, you reverse direction. Awesome, excellent. Excellent. Now let's take an inhale and squeeze those shoulders up. And on our exhale, just release. Melt everything down. Inhale as we squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale as we release. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Fantastic. Awesome. From here, we're just going to go ahead and let the right ear float towards the right shoulder. And allow, maybe you want a hand on top of your head just for some, not pressure, but maybe some weight. Maybe you want the other hand out to the side, or you put a bend in the elbow and bring it behind the back. We're just creating some space between the ear and the shoulder. And then let's release that side. Let's roll the shoulders a few times. Bring the head back center, and same thing on the other side, just a little opening neck stretch. Again, hands at your option. Spine stays long and we keep breathing. And let's release. Let's come back center. From here, let's go ahead and inhale the arms up overhead. On the exhale, let's bring them either behind the head and interlaced or to the ears, almost as earmuffs. Some are earmuffs. I don't know about that. Or to the shoulders, all right, whatever feels best to you. We're gonna do some mini cows and cats, where we tuck the elbows in as we just round in the upper body and the head and the neck and the upper spine. And then we inhale and open wide. And we exhale and tuck. Inhale and open. Exhale and tuck. Inhale and open. Exhale and tuck. And inhale and open. Let's take a big, big stretch. Allow the shoulders to come back to midline. Let the arms come down. Shake that out a little bit. Awesome. From here, let's go ahead and inhale up. Let's exhale to cactus arms. Inhale as you reach up. And on the exhale, let's add an open twist towards the side. Then we're going to sweep that arm back around and up. Let's open to cactus arms and reach and sweep the arm. Open twist to the other side, sweep it back up. Open, reach, sweep that arm, open twist. Come back to center, cactus arms, reach. Let's open twist again and come back to center. Open to cactus arms. Let's inhale as we reach, and let's roll the wrists as we bring the arms down. Excellent. Rolling the shoulders a little bit. Fantastic. From here, let's go ahead and we're just going to lift the heels and lower them. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. We're really reaching up. It's like we're taking that energy from the ground, whoosh, as we lift up the heels and feel that energy go all the way through the calves, just really waking up the feet, the arches. Awesome. Let them come down. And then choosing either leg, just bring one leg out in front of you, and you can either keep the heel on the ground, or you can lift it up, or you could even bend the knee. We're just going to roll the ankle, get a little mobility going in that. Let that come down. A little mobility there. Both. Little movement. And let's let that come down. From here, let's intentionally heel toe our feet apart. So what I mean is, well, really we move with intention all the time in yoga, but instead of just heel toeing, we're really moving through the feet as we open the feet, toes out, heels are in. Now feel free to get comfortable on your chair. So I'm sitting kind of midpoint or towards the front of my chair versus using the back of my chair right now. So if it works for you to lengthen the spine and not lean against the back of the chair, that's fantastic. If you want that back for more stability, more support, especially if it's a nice straight back that gives you that, excellent as well. So choose, I always say it's like in elementary school, they had those books, Choose Your Own Adventure. It's a lot like that, right? Choose what fits good, feels good in your body. All right, so we're in this wide leg position. You're thinking, did she forget we're in the wide leg position? No, I remember. I just digress. Let's inhale the arms up. And on the exhale, let's bring our hands through to heart center, get settled. Take an inhale if you will. On the exhale, choose either side just for a little twist. And then we'll come back center. Let's take another inhale in. And on the exhale, twist. And come back center. Awesome, let the arms come down, heel toe the feet together. We're gonna move into a full cow and cat, so I'll turn sideways if that's easier to see. So, allowing the belly to soften down as I lift the gaze, I look to the trees, look to the clouds, and then as I exhale, I tuck that low belly in, rounding the spine, and maybe my hands slide down a little bit on my legs. Again, depends on your proportion. So moving through your cows and cats, and again, finding the beauty of that movement. We'll do a few more rounds of our full cow and cat. And then come on back to center. Now we're going to heel toe those feet apart again with intention. Finding movement in the feet. All right, again, finding your stability in your chair. Inhale the arms up, please. As you exhale, let's bring the hands through to heart center. And then let's open strong. So as if we're pushing, whoosh. Fingers are sparking, arms are sparking, super strong right now. If it does not feel good for you to have your fingertips up, keep them straight up, but they're still alive and sparking. And then we're gonna reach to one side. As we put this forearm to the thigh, we're gonna push into it as we allow the other arm to stretch over, and then we'll come back center, and we'll reach, and back center. And then we're gonna hinge at the hips a little bit, just sweeping down, teeny bit, coming back up, bringing our hands through heart center, opening, reaching, opening, reaching, opening, hinging at the hips, sweeping down, coming back up. One more time, bringing the hands through heart center, opening wide, reaching, opening, reaching, opening, hinging at the hips, coming all the way down, coming back up. Let's bring our hands through heart center. Take a slow inhale in, and an exhale. And then let's open our arms wide again. Tucking the thumbs in, wrapping the fingers around. Let's just roll the wrist one direction and the other direction. And then let's allow the arms to come down, rolling the shoulders, heel toeing the feet back together. Awesome. Waking up our core a little bit more. Oh, that rhymes. That's a good rhyme. All right, let's open. We're gonna bring our hands again, either behind our heads, interlaced head, or hands to our ears or to our shoulders, right? Choose what feels better. Spine is long. We take an inhale in. On the exhale, we're gonna bring the right elbow towards the right knee. So we may lift the heel off the ground and keep the toe on the ground and come back to center. Or we may lift the foot off the ground and come back to center. Exhaling as we tuck in and staying on this one side. Excellent, just a couple more. Again, lifting the foot up off the ground or lifting the heel off the ground. Choosing your adventure. Let's come back to center. Recenter yourself. If you want to release the arms, release the shoulders a little bit, and then come back to your chosen position. Maybe it's shoulders on this side or up higher. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling. Inhaling to lengthen. Oh, my chair is squeaking. Should have told you my only caution when I'm outside, I use a folding chair. The only caution with the folding chair, right, is that it does fold. So if you do have a folding chair, great if it's one that can be locked to prevent you from folding it. One more. Excellent. Release the arms down, release the shoulders, shake that out. And we're going to just come into a soft forward fold. So inhale to lengthen, and on the exhale, I'm just going to turn sideways. We're just going to soften down. Maybe you release the arms, they come towards the ground, or you keep your hands on your knees, or walk your hands partway down. Just allow that spine to release a little bit. On your next inhale, just walk those hands up a little bit. Think of your half lift for a moment. We're just kind of seated and lengthening the spine. Exhale as you soften to your forward fold. One more time, inhale as you rise to your half lift, just lengthening, again, choosing your hand position. And then as you exhale, just keep walking those hands up. Awesome. From here, we're going to transition, sit to stand. So you may choose just to stand up if you'd like, or you can choose a version of sit to stands where maybe you push into the thighs and then rise up, whoop, and then you come back down. So we do a few of these, or you sweep the arms up as you come up and come back down. Option also, when you come up, maybe you add a heel lift if you'd like, and then you lower the heels and come back down. Okay, your option. Just make sure you don't have a chair on wheels so it rolls away when you're up. As my kids used to say when they were little, Mama, that would be a bad idea. All right, let's let the heels come down. Bring the hands to heart center. Take a breath in your mountain pose. And release that down. Now at any time during your practice, don't hesitate to stop and take a drink of water. Iced tea in my case. All right, and we'll transition to a little bit of a standing portion. Now for our forward folds, if you have a block or something you like to use in place of the block, so that when we come down into our forward folds, we have a place for our hands to go. The other option I like is the seat of the chair. So the block, if you're using that, could be on any height, all right? And maybe it starts on a taller height and then it moves to a lower height, or we can use the seat of the chair, all right? So let's go ahead and move into a forward fold. You'll see me moving around from the front to the side during our practice, but you move in a way that works well for you, all right? So we're gonna start in our mountain pose. I'm gonna put the block in front of me. Feet are about hip distance apart, feeling the energy around us, taking that energy from the earth all the way up with us. So this long spine, shoulders are down and soft. Let's put a bend in the knees, sweep the arms as we come up. As we exhale, let's bring our hands through heart center, putting a deep bend in the knees, coming down into our forward fold. The hands can come to the block or the mat or the seat of the chair. Inhale as you rise to your half lift. Exhale as you soften forward fold. Inhale as you put a deep bend in the knees. Exhale as you push into the earth. Take that energy up with you as you rise to the beauty that is around us. Let's open to cactus arms. Inhale as we reach up towards the light. Exhale, adding a side bend. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale. Inhale, center. Let's open to cactus arms, lifting the gaze. Inhale as we reach. Exhale, bring the hands through to heart center. So adding on with chair pose this time. That'll be kind of fun. Let's bend the knees, sweep the arms up. As we exhale, this time let's sweep the arms wide as we come down into our forward fold, bringing our hands to the mat, the block, the seat of the chair. Inhale as you rise to your half lift. Exhale, soften, forward fold. Inhale as you bend your knees to prepare. And then on the exhale, let's hug that belly and lift the gaze to the horizon. Lengthen, open to cactus arms. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, let's add a side bend. Inhale back to center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale back to center. On the exhale, let's come into our tree pose, sending our hips back, our knees back, maybe wiggling the toes a little bit so they're light and we have a lot of weight towards the back of our feet. Breathing, breathing. Awesome. Choosing any option for your arms. Right now I've got mine at heart center. Maybe you like yours unfurled towards the sky. Maybe you like them out to the side. In any of our positions, the arm position that works best for you is the right one for you. All right? So let's take the hands back to heart center one more time. Inhale as we lengthen and exhale into our forward fold. Inhale as we rise to a half lift. Exhale as we flow. Inhale as we put a big bend in the knees. Think of like you're going into your chair pose. Exhale, push into the earth. Take all that energy up. Lift the gaze towards the horizon. Unfurl the arms towards the sky and open cactus arms. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, side bend. Inhale back to center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale back to center. On the exhale, let's just bring our hands right through to heart center. Taking a breath in our mountain pose. Allowing you to notice, to listen, to visualize the beauty that is around you. One more deep inhale in. And exhale, release that down. Shake that out a little bit. Great time to take a drink if you'd like. We are going to move on to just a little bit of balance before we, a little bit of balance in your life. A little bit of mambo, a little bit of balance. We're going to move on to a little bit of balance. So great positioning for the chair is right in front of you now. I'm going to keep mine to the side so that you can see me a little better. And we'll go from there. All right. So if you are using a block, we're going to move into some tree poses. So lots of options for this. One is you could put the block between your feet. Okay. And as we come into a tree pose, the foot can come up to the block. All right. So we can do that on both sides. Again, if the chair is in front of you, you can tap one hand on the chair or both hands on the chair. If it's to the side, you can do that as well. So getting ready for our tree pose. We're going to start with feet about hip distance apart. If you prefer not to use the block, that's fantastic as well, okay? So again, options, we can come to the block. We also, if you don't prefer to use the block, we can put the other foot on top of the standing leg, okay? You can notice that on mine. You could put it partway up on the standing leg. The only thing we do want to avoid is any foot on that knee joint. So again, choosing your option is awesome. If you don't have a block, remember in home practice, you can take an item that replicates a block. I know people have used like a heavy box, something like that. All right, so from here, maybe one hand, both hands on the chair. We're starting in mountain. We have a nice strong base. We slowly start shifting. That's hard to say. Slowly start shifting the weight to that right leg. That right leg is strong, but it's soft, right? It's taking the energy from the earth. And then we get ready to open the opposite leg, right? Choosing again the position you prefer. Right now, my heel and my standing leg are pushing into each other for resistance. Then choosing your hand position in tree pose. Maybe it's at heart center. Maybe it's lifted out to the side, cactus arms, your choice. It's your tree. Think of all the different trees we have that surround us, right? They all look different, so let's each be our own tree today. Breathing, finding that focal point, that drishti, where you can fix your gaze. Keeping the spine long and strong. And then let's begin to prepare for releasing. Bringing that left leg in, shaking that out a little bit. getting ready for tree pose on the other side. So again, maybe your chair is right in front of you, which is an awesome spot, excellent spot. And using the block, not using the block, your option. Getting ready for tree by shifting the weight to the left leg. Strong but soft left leg. And then we open the right hip. And again, choosing what position we're going to put that foot in. Block, no block, partially up the leg. You decide, okay? Really hugging the belly towards the spine so we create this long, strong trunk. Think oak tree trunk, right? Or some super strong trunk. Any hand position is great. Fix your gaze. If you wiggle a little bit in your tree, you can come out of your tree and come back. Couple more breaths. Fantastic. Let's bring that knee in. Release that down. Lift the knees up a little bit, redistributing the weight to both feet. And then moving your block in position for a sun salutation or face the seat of the chair. Let's bend the knees, sweep the arms up. Oh, reaching up. Exhale as you bring the hands through to heart center. Forward fold. Inhale as you wave that spine long to your half lift. Exhale as you soften, forward fold. Inhale as you bend the knees to prepare. On the exhale, pull the belly to the spine and rise, opening to cactus arms. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, side bend either side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale back to center. And let's bring our hands through to heart center. Taking a moment to breathe. Taking a moment to notice the sounds, the sense, the beauty that's around us. And release that down. Roll the shoulders. I mentioned, okay, right behind me is a lavender plant. And so every time I come down to a forward fold, I smell that lavender. And I wish iPhones had that smelling capability where I could send that scent to you, that beauty of lavender, because I would certainly do that right now. So anyhow, feel free to take a drink. I'm just going to check, make sure we're okay here. Yes, sometimes the phone gets hot and then it gets a little fussy, as can happen to any of us. All right, we are going to start our infinity flow. So to help you see what I'm doing, I'm going to keep my mat down so you can see my feet if you wish. All right. Now, to start this, we are going to be starting on our standing leg. Now, if you want to use your chair, you want to kind of keep that right around you so we can move around. We are going to put that chair on the left side. So we're going to move around that chair, if that makes sense. Again, if you prefer not to use the chair during standing poses, okay, you can do that. I'm going to set mine, I think I'm going to do a little bit of both, all right? But I'll move it out of the way a little bit so you can see better, all right? So right now I'm starting a mountain pose, all right? And I'm going to keep my left hand on the chair. My right foot is preparing for a warrior one. So maybe one hand is on the chair as I step back to a warrior one. I raise the arms. Option to keep one arm on the chair. I breathe. And then from here, I'm going to pivot and open to a warrior two towards the side. Again, using that chair or not, your option. Then let's flip that palm to reverse warrior. And back to warrior two. Moving into side angle, reaching forward, letting that front arm come to the front thigh. Back arm goes down, around, and up. And we sweep back to a warrior two. From here, we're going to open to a star pose. So toes are going to go out, heels are going to come in. And from star pose, we're going to move through star pose and temple pose. Now again, one hand can come to the chair and one hand can flow up between star and goddess, or both hands, right? Meeting in our 5-pointed star. preparing to move into warrior two in the opposite direction. So I'm bringing that foot in, opening warrior two. All right. So again, one hand can be on the chair at any time. We're going to reverse the warrior, back to warrior two, coming into an extended side angle, and back to warrior two. Excellent. From here, we are going to pivot our feet. So I'm going to put my hand on the chair. I'm pivoting my foot so I come back and lift the heel, pivot it so I'm back into a warrior one. From warrior one, I step forward to mountain pose. Again, one hand can come to the chair. We come to mountain pose. Hands come to heart center. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up. Exhale as we bring the hands to heart center. Continuing on with this, I'm just going to set the chair aside so you can see a little better. That right leg is going to be our lead leg because we're going to finish the circle. So the left leg is going to step back to a warrior one. We raise the arms, or one hand stays on the chair, and breathe. We open to a warrior two, heel toeing that foot apart. Flipping the palm to reverse. Coming back to warrior two. Moving to your extended side angle. And back to warrior two. Straightening the front leg, transitioning the feet, taking advantage of that heel-toe movement to have toes out, heels in, opening to a five-pointed star, and we come down. And we sweep up, down, and up, down, and up. Staying in our five-pointed star, we're going to bring the back foot in. We're coming back to a warrior two. We're flipping the palm and reversing. Back to a warrior two. From here, moving to an extended side angle. And back to a warrior two. Awesome. From here, we are gonna just create some space, heel toeing apart, lifting the back heel, coming to a warrior one towards the back of the mat. Breathing. And let's step that foot up. Take as many steps as you like, coming into a chair pose. Awesome. From here, let's bend the knees, sweep the arms, come up. Exhale as we come into a little forward fold. Inhale as we rise to a half lift. Exhale as we fold. Inhale as we bend the knees. Exhale as we pull that belly in and we rise. Opening to cactus arms. Inhale as we reach. And exhale. Let's bring our hands through to heart center. Excellent. Let's keep going around in that direction now. So again, moving your chair, adjusting it in a way that feels good, or if you don't use the chair, that's fine too, okay? So hands are at heart center. We're keeping our right leg forward. We're just stepping back with that left leg. Warrior one. Breathing. Maybe we pull that hip back a little bit. And then let's begin to pivot that back foot, heel toe it as we come into our warrior two. Flip that palm to reverse. And back to a warrior two. Sweep that arm down, around, and up. And back to a warrior two. Awesome. Again, we're going to heel toe pivoting, bringing that front foot, pivoting heels in, coming into a five-pointed star, bringing the hands down around. One more and we'll meet in a five-pointed star. Excellent. Opening back to a warrior two. Awesome. Let's flip that palm. And come back to a warrior two. Moving to an extended side angle. And back to a warrior two. From here, we're gonna pivot again. So we're gonna lift that back heel up. We're gonna pivot it. Maybe we widen our stance a little bit as we slowly come to our warrior one. From warrior one, we're gonna lift that back heel and just walk that foot forward as much as we want, coming into a chair pose, bringing the hands to heart center, bending the knees, sweeping the arms up. Exhale as you come into a forward fold. Inhale as you rise to a half lift. Exhale as you fold. Inhale as you bend your knees to prepare. On the exhale, pull the belly to the spine and rise. Let's open to cactus arms. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, let's bring the hands through to heart center. Fantastic. Go ahead and take a drink. I'm just going to check here. I have a bad feeling that we shut off. Did we shut off? No, I think we're still going. Let me see. Is anybody feeling like I'm staring at you too closely? Okay, we're still going. Sometimes when the phone gets hot, it shuts off. I had a class I was doing last year outside, and it was super hot, right? And the phone shut down like 5 minutes into it. It was a Facebook Live class. I didn't know. So I just kept, and oh my goodness, I was sweating. I had a dark blue mat. Not a good idea. Anyhow, it was way too hot. I got done and realized it had shut off like 5 minutes into it, and everybody on the class had been texting, and where are you? Where are you? You disappeared. You disappeared. So I thought I better check. All right, so I think we haven't disappeared yet. Excellent. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. This time, that left leg is going to stay forward. Okay? Getting ready to move into a warrior one. We're going to step back into our warrior one. As you get comfortable taking the stance you need to feel good, unfurl the arms to your warrior one. Then from here, we heel toe and open warrior two. We flip the palm to reverse, warrior two. Moving into your extended side angle, and back to your warrior two. Excellent. Bringing the arms up as we pivot the feet, coming into a five-pointed star, opening the chest, opening to the beauty. And then let's come down into a temple or goddess pose, flowing through that. Meeting in a five-pointed star. Bringing the back foot in, opening warrior two. Flipping the palm to reverse, back to warrior two. Extended side angle, and back to warrior two. From here, we are going to transition to our warrior one. So we're going to maybe heel toe the front foot apart a little bit. Maybe we'll get a little wider base, or maybe we'll lift up that heel and reposition. Okay, so see what feels good to you. Bringing the hands to heart center. So we've got our warrior one. Excellent. From here, we're going to lift the heel up, step forward, coming into a mountain pose, bending the knees, sweeping the arms up, bringing the hands through to heart center. Left leg stays forward. Again, this is where one hand can be on the chair. We step back with that right foot to our warrior one. We get ready to prepare and we open warrior two. Flipping the palm for reverse. And back to warrior two. Extended side angle. Back to warrior two. Preparing to transition to five-pointed stars. So the arms come up, the feet adjust. We're a lot of pivoting on our feet today. And we come into our goddess pose. Again, flowing through this about 3 times. Or maybe 4. Meeting in a five-pointed star. We pivot the back foot in, open the front foot, warrior two. Flip the palm to reverse, warrior two. Extended side angle, And warrior two. Excellent. This is where we make our transition. So lots of options. We can lift up that back heel if you like that high crescent lunge. If you prefer to walk that back foot in, and then you heel toe out and you come into a high crescent lunge. Warrior one. That works as well, all right? And then eventually we want to lift that heel to step the feet forward. From here, let's move into a sun salutation, bending the knees, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, let's bring the hands through heart center, come into our forward fold, rising to our half lift, softening to our forward fold. Bending the knees as we prepare, pulling the belly in, taking that energy all the way up with us to our toe mountain. Open to cactus arms, reaching and bringing your hands through heart center. Excellent. Take a moment to shake that out. Maybe go get a drink. I'll do a little close up here, see if you're all still there. Yep, I think you're there. All right. All right. That was fantastic. So different kind of flow, different kind of experimenting. Might take us a while to figure out how we want to transition between those warrior ones and warrior twos, or back to that warrior one. So we'll just play with that a little bit. But developing a flow that helps us feel comfortable as we move around in space, around the mat or around your practice space. So anyhow, good work, everybody. From here, we're going to transition back to our chair, first with our hands for a moment. So just bringing our hands to the seat of the chair, which right now turns out to be really hot. Who knew? And I've got a little lavender. Delicious. All right, walking those feet back, coming into your down dog. Hands can stay on the seat of the chair. They could come to the side of the chair. Some of you like to bring your hands to the ground. Now, option right now is to step your feet wide and move into a down dog where we go side to side with our lunges. If that feels good after those star and goddess poses, that might be a nice option. Otherwise, you can step your feet or heel toe them in and stay in more of a traditional down dog, coming up on the heels, bending the knee, just deciding what works for you. Oh, stepped on the lavender. My feet will smell good. And then whichever version you're in, if you're in the wide, go ahead and heel toe your feet in. If you're in the narrow, we're just gonna walk forward, pushing into the chair, coming up to standing, rolling the shoulders down and back. Phew, and we're coming back to seated for a little bit of a cool down. Feel free to, again, take a drink if you'd like. As you've come back to your chair, again, awesome. You appear to be there. All right, we're gonna come back for our final stretches. So from here, let's go ahead and move into a seated figure four. So a couple options, you can choose either side to start. You could cross at the ankle if that's a comfortable spot for you, or you could bring that ankle up above the other knee if that feels good to you. So finding your figure four spot, resetting yourself, keeping this long spine. Let's take an inhale in, and then on our exhale, let's just hinge forward a little bit, all right? We're just putting a gentle stretch in the hip. As always, at any time, if something doesn't feel like a good stretch for you, then we don't want to do it, right? We want to stay safe and strong. So breathing, releasing into the stretch, softening down. Now that we're slowing down our movement, maybe bringing your focus back to the sights and the sounds that are around you. And then let's come back up to that long spine, taking that right leg, or whichever leg you started with, into your hand, and just rolling the ankle out one direction, the other, maybe pointing and flexing a little bit. And then let's let that foot come down, switching to the other side, crossing over at the ankle or above the knee again, just whatever works well for you. We take an inhale with that long spine, and as you're ready, exhaling into that fold. Breathing. Coming back up to seated. Lengthening the spine, and let's roll out that ankle as well. Again, pointing and flexing. Did a lot of work with our feet, a lot of heel toeing today, a lot of using all those muscles in the feet. And then pointing and flexing a little bit, releasing down. From here, we're going to go ahead and release the spine a little bit with our cat-cows. So just as you're ready, feet are about hip distance apart, letting the belly soften down, lifting the gaze, pulling the shoulders back, and then softening into your cat. Moving through your cows and cats, I was just going to say thank you everybody for sticking through all this heat. It's a lot hotter than it started out, and then I realized you may not be in the heat. But either way, thanks for sticking through with me as we try a new flow and experiment with how that works in our bodies. All right, after your last cow and cat come back up to seated, let's go ahead and inhale the arms up. Let's open to cactus arms. Inhale as we reach, and then choose either side. We're going to do a soft twist where we let the arms come down. We hold for a few breaths. Maybe you look over your back shoulder and get a different view of the world. Like daisies are starting to bloom. Daylilies full bloom right now. And then let's go ahead and sweep that arm back up on your inhale. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale as you reach. And let's exhale to the other side. Again, looking out over the back shoulder, or maybe it feels better to look out over the front shoulder. Your choice as always. Got some daisies over here, not quite ready to bloom, but lots of lavender blooming. I wish you could smell it with me. Let's go ahead and bring the arms up overhead. Let's come to cactus arms. Let's reach, and let's roll the wrists down, nice and slowly. Bringing the shoulders up and down and around for a few shoulder rolls. And let's let the hands come to rest. Spine is nice and long. Let's go ahead and choose either side, but let one ear float to the same shoulder. Spine stays long, just like we did in the beginning. And again, you might choose to add a hand to the head, or you might, this time, keep both hands on your lap. Or maybe like one hand out to the side at an angle, your option. Releasing both hands if they're up there and rolling the shoulders a little bit. Let's drop the chin towards the chest for a moment. And then lift the gaze up and let the opposite ear float towards its neighboring shoulder. Again, choosing any hand position you want. And release down, bring the head to center. Just roll the shoulders a few times and let the chin tuck towards the chest. Taking some slow inhales and exhales. And then as you're ready, let's bring the gaze to center. up, squeezing but in a gentle way. As we exhale, let's just release everything down. One more time, inhaling as we squeeze up gently. Exhaling as we release gently. Inhaling as we bring the shoulders up to the ears. Exhaling as we release down. Coming back to seated. Taking a moment to find a comfortable spot in seated now for a bit of a shavasana where we're just going to sit in stillness. Let our body absorb the beauty of our practice. Let our mind feel the energy of the beauty that's around us. So if you like to sit in your chair as is, you can. If you like to lean back, if you're using a mat and you want to come to your mat and lay down, you can. We're finding that comfortable spot where we just spend a couple minutes breathing, absorbing the energy from our practice. The eyes can slowly close or you can gaze forward as we settle in for a few minutes. Now I invite you in this seated position or your mat position, whatever comfortable position you're in. Maybe you're laying on your mat in the grass someplace. To stay as long as you would like. To take the sights, the sounds, or if you're in a quiet spot, maybe you take your mind to those sights and sounds. And you stay as long as you want. And as you do that, I am going to leave you in that journey with a blessing. And a Apache blessing. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries, and may the breezes blow new strength into your being. May you walk gently and know beauty all of your days. Please be well. Take care of yourselves. Keep your eyes open to the world around you, your mind open to the wonders around you, your heart open to the love that surrounds you. And as Maya Angelou tells us, always stay true to ourselves. Be well. Thanks for practicing. I hope that the video worked out well in this heat. Be well.